Good evening, everybody. What a day. Right, let's just make sure we are live everywhere. So let's have a look at the tube, and we are live on the tube. Good evening, everybody. Oh, there's a few of you there already. So hi, Shell, Margaret Ann, Paula, Kim, Angie, Lynn, Brenda. You've probably got everything, Brenda. Georgine, Caroline, Rob, Anne, I need to message you later. Somebody remind me. Karen, bless you. Saz. Right, let's just see if we've connected on Facebook. You never know. It might work tonight. It has worked tonight. Whoop, whoop. Good evening, everybody on Facebook. Oh, I'm glad it's worked. It took me 3 attempts to set up the live tonight before Facebook would let it connect, which is really bizarre. So good evening to everybody. So Linda, Jackie, Jill, Susan, Judy. I was thinking about you today, Judy. That might give you a hint as to something I were doing. Zoe, Heather. Well, that sounds ominous. Carole, Anne, Andreen, Annette, Jean. Hiya, Jean. Julia, Donna, Elvina. Love your posh name still. Sue, Jenny, Linda, Rose. Are you feeling any better, Rose? Chrissy, Jackie. Oh, you're coming too quick now. So good evening to everybody. Right, this is going to be our last live for, well, a month, really. Well, certainly 3 weeks, because I can't do next week because I am away on Monday evenings. We're staying over the night before. Not even scratch the surface, Phil. I'm like, oh, bless you, darling. You need to just get caught up, Chuck. Yeah, so next Monday we are staying over the night before because we've got a very early flight on Tuesday. So there won't be a live on Monday next week. Unless I do it from the airport, but that won't be very exciting, will it? There won't be any crafting going on, I can assure you. So we've got 2 demos tonight. Now, you already know that I've been a busy bee, which is why you've not seen me. So much I've got to try and get done before I break up. So I thought, oh, lovely. Demos I never got done on telly. Let's do that. Because it's a shame to waste them. But I am going to show you a couple of things before we get to the cards. So first things first, I haven't, Chrissy. It's on my to-do list, which it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I will do it before I go away, though. Hi, Jean. Hobnobber. I will do it before I go, Chrissy. I'll try and get it done in the morning. Remind me in the morning, Chrissy. Mind you, I'm in town in the morning, so it'll be tomorrow afternoon. But I will get on it. So, yeah, so this is your last one for 3 weeks. I do believe, and Saz will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Saz is due to start again. Saz, remind me when you're going to start your Tuesday nights. I can't remember. I did read the text and can't remember. Yeah, so I thought let's do 2 demos that I never got done on TV. It's a shame. I need to just tell you all before we start. Now, obviously, we sold out on TV of the new From the Heart bundle. I knew we would because they're just so beautiful. So everything we've got left now, and I am going to get a link before I start. So everything we've got left, and it's a teeny tiny bit, everybody, everything we've got left has now been loaded on the website. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. So if you've missed out on these, because we had to keep them at 0 stock, because we sold out on the website as well. So it's only after we've done all the packing, because we allocate stock to the phone orders, to trade, to workshop customers, and it's only after we've done all that, if there are any left, they are then put back in stock on the website. You need to be super quick if you want the new From the Heart collection. I am going to use this for the first demo, but it's not going to last. There's definitely no stock for TV. It's gone. the stock has gone. So I'm just putting this on here for you because you won't be able to get this soon. I can promise you that. So I've done that. I will remind you a couple of times throughout the live. Saz has put October, but so that's next month. Oh, I think you're away, aren't you, Saz? 3 Mondays, I know, Rob, I know. I say it every time I go away, I might try and do a little 5-minute hello live from Tenerife while we're away, but it depends what I'm doing. We've got a few shows to go and see this time. Anyway, so forewarned is forearmed. You know that it's gonna go. We've also kept you the deal price on, but that's only for 2 days. For 2 more days. What day is it today? Yeah, so Wednesday, the deal prices will be taken off and it'll be all back to normal retail price. So take advantage of this saving because it's quite hefty, I do believe. Hope, I'm so glad you're here. Hope, message me after the live, please. We've got a solution for you. So if you still want these, message me after the live. We're sorted. We've got you sorted. Anyway, so before I get on with the demos, I want to show you something that I've never shown you, I don't think, before. In fact, I wonder if I could make it do 2 jobs. Let me just think. I might be able to make this to 2 jobs. Let me put that back. So we're going to do the lilac purple card that I never got done on Hobby Maker last week. I'm not wasting this demo because it's really pretty. But now I've not got the pressure of time constraints on TV. I can do a little bit more with this. So that's what we're going to do. And I am going to tie it into something I've not shown you before. Because we can. Because we can. So I'm just going to bring in, let's do one of each. Let's do a butterfly. And also let's do one of these lovely layered labels. Oh my God, how do you choose which one? Let's just go for, I'm drawn to this one, so we're going for this one. So I'm multitasking. What's that all about? Multitasking on a Monday. I know, Karen. Purple and lilac. Purple and lilac. I will be, SJ. I will be topping up, I can assure you. It's all faded. Even my lovely little ring's gone, look. You can't even see my lovely white ring. Then I'm just reading back on some of your message. Who's double dipping? Hiya, Sue. How's the weather? Keep it nice for me. Oh, well done, Brenda. That's fabulous. You've managed to complete your collection now. So good evening to everybody who's just joined. I'm trying to keep up. You'd be surprised what I can do 2 jobs at the same time, Patricia. But we won't get into that. Right, so we're going to do 2 different jobs, and I wanted to show you something that we've not really touched on. So I am going to make the most of this, and I'm going to try and do something to match this colour for the card. So I'm going to use the stencil from the new release. I'll use the hearts because it's already dirty, look, from when I was here, when I was on telly. So we'll use the hearts, and let's see if we can find a paint. So we're going to use the gritty texture medium, but we're going to use it in a couple of different ways. So I'm going to use it through the stencil here. Now this is going down the middle, so I can just do this section, look, Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about doing the top and bottom. I just need to do the two sides. And we're also going to paste it on. I need two spatulas for this. We're also going to paste it on the grey board. I'll do that as it is first. So let's just start with the gritty texture medium. So, and I also need to choose my colours. Shall I go? Oh, now my instinct is the lighter one, because you know I'm not a fan of that colour. But let me just see if I've got an in-betweeny. Oh, I have. Got periwinkle. And I want a nice green colour. I'm just holding my paints above me so I can see the colours. We'll go with pistachio. We'll go with pistachio. So I am going to use these three colours and not that purple one. And this is something that we've used the gritty texture medium before, but we've not used it in this way. So I'm just going to move all this and bring my mat in. And hopefully you can see the edge of the mat. Good evening everybody who's just joining. Hi Nicola, Joanne, Sue. We've got them on the website, Sue. We've got our own. They're on the website, Sue. They're only cheap, they're not expensive. Right, so we're going to do a couple of different techniques with the gritty texture medium and also with the ordinary texture medium. So you all know that this gritty texture medium, I've completely mislabeled it. I should never have called it gritty because it's really fine, as we know. Now those of you that have got this already will know that it's got the finest grains of sand in there that you can get, so it's a really fine medium. But we're going to do two different things with this. I'll do them one at a time. I'm trying to be clever, thinking I could do two jobs at once, but I can't. You've sold out of the spatulas. Wow, we've sold out of the spatulas, Sue. Apologies. I didn't know. Absolutely, Brenda. I should never use that word. In fact, we were talking about that, weren't we? Good value. There's no such thing as cheap. It's good value. Right, so what we've got. Hi, Sin from North Carolina. Get a grip, Columbo. So we've got the gritty texture medium, which is an absolute must-have. We've got the white texture sand, which we are also going to mix with it after the fact. And I've got here three different shades of my least favourite colour, which is purple and lilac. But I love the pistachio. So we're going to do a couple of different things. We're going to paste this on first. Now I've just popped a little bit on my mat. So this is really creamy already. So it's really easy to work with. And we're going to change the colour of this by dripping in a little bit of the paint. I may need another spatula, but so a little bit of the paint to change the colour. Remember not to get any of your paints, not even a drop of your paints in the texture medium, because the pigments in the paints are so good it will change the colour of the whole pot of the texture medium. So let's just mix that in. So we're just mixing this in, and what we'll get is a lovely shade of the colour that's already in the pot. So we're changing the colour of this gritty texture medium to a lovely soft lilac colour. I don't know whether you can hear because I have got the fan on, but you can hear just a little bit of the texture in there. Now we're going to spatula this on. So I'm going over the whole thing. You didn't know I could do Artex in, did you? I might just make it a bit thinner just so that it dries quicker. So we've spatulaed that on. I'm just going to see if I've got enough for the butterfly, because I want to try and do both pieces. I might need to get a smaller butterfly. No, I'll make it work. So we're spatulaing this on, and this will dry exactly as you leave it. I'm scraping the barrel to see if I can get enough just to finish this bit. Look at that. Marvellous. Waste not, want not. I'm going to pop this down over on my other desk and leave that to dry as long as we possibly can. Hopefully that'll be dry by the end of the demo. So what we've got, look, is texture. So that will dry exactly as you see it there. Let me just move that onto my other desk. Pop it there. This is one of those products that everybody needs in their life. Everybody needs the texture, the gritty texture medium in their life, and the white sand. Now, we sold out of this when I was demoing it the other week, but I'm sure we've got some more. Now I'm going to create another pile and make it a little bit darker by mixing the colours. And this is what I'm going to use on my card. So remember to clean your spatula before you take any more paste out. That's probably enough. We've not done with this. We're going to revisit this when the butterfly and the label shape have dried. And then we're going to mix these up. So we're going to separate this and have two little piles. You can just see on my mat there, look what I'm doing. So I'm going to make this a little bit stronger. So less paste, more paint. And the same with this colour, which is this is Lilac Blooms, which is a slightly different shade. Remembering not to mix up your paints with your paste. Right, I'll move that to one side and we will mix these up. So at this stage I'm going to add a little bit more of the sand. I'm going to add a little bit of sand to this. I'm trying to read your comments and work at the same time. That's true, yeah. YouTube has stopped. No, it's working for me, Wendy. They are, Hope. It's Sin. Sin is watching from North Carolina on Facebook. You can hear the grit in the product from a mile away. That's good. At least you know it's got some in. Right, so the sand. So just to put this into some context for you, the white texture sand that we've got is not the same as what you buy in B&Q. It's not what you put in fish tanks and things like that. This is artist sand, and it's white. It's really important that it's white, so that absorbs the colour from the paints or whatever mediums you decide to put in it. So I've just tipped a little bit into each pile, and I'm going to mix that all up now. You didn't know. Let me just tell you, this will make you laugh. This is the closest I get to DIY. I don't do no painting, no wallpapering, no decorating or anything like that. So this is now completely different consistency. If you've seen, I don't know whether to tell you this. Hi, Nicola. I don't know whether to tell you this or whether to wait and do a demo. No, I'm going to tell you. If you've seen the things on TikTok where they do leaves and things, you can do that with this. Obviously better than that. Hang on, I'm trying not to waste it. So you can, the more texture you add to it, the more you can do with it. So I'm just mixing these two colours together, and then we're going to do a lovely lilac-y, I say that with bated breath, a lovely lilac-y background. So two very subtle colours, but both of the lilac purple family. And then we'll get this on here. I might just, no I'm not. I was just going to chop this piece of card down. In fact I will. Let me just chop this piece of card down. Make the job easier for myself. I don't normally, but I am going to. I'm just making it easier for myself, because why not? Let's see if that's enough. And it probably is. Yeah, that'll do. So remember, I don't need to do the middle part of this because the border's going to go there. Right, so we're going to get to from the beach. So, which colour first? Does it matter? No, it doesn't. So I'm just going to spread this through and hope I've made enough. You can hear that, can't you? I'm not sure whether I've made enough, but we will soon find out. Apologies, because that's probably grating through your eardrums as we speak. And guess who hasn't made enough? Right, let me show you how to solve that problem. Let's show you how to solve that problem. Make a bit more. It's better to do that than to use too much and waste it. Ow! Oh, I need another spatula. Hang on. I've got loads, but we ain't got none on the website. I've got loads of these, but there's none on the website. I don't know why I'm laughing, because that's cruel. Clean the spatula and make another one. That was too much paint. You only need a tiny bit of the paint. That was far too much. That was frivolous. Mix these up. Do you know, this is marvellous, because you can't do this with all texture mediums. It's because the quality of the paints, as you know, is just amazing. So we're changing the colour of this paste completely. Right, let's just do a little bit of jiggery pokery. Trying to get a little bit of overlap. The other good thing about this is it doesn't matter if you've missed any bits. Look at the mess. And then what we're going to do is stipple this. Just see if I can get enough just to fill that bit in. Okay, that'll do, because I'm just making a mess. So we're going to stipple this now. So whilst it's still on the cardstock, we're just going to stipple this. I might have missed a few bits, but we'll get away with it. It's the idea I wanted to give you. And I'm showing you this because it might lead into something for next year, is all I'm saying. Let me just bring that in and show you. There you go, look, so you can see all that fabulous texture in there. No, it doesn't, and it's fine. It's so it's fine. It's super fine. And what we've got there is, let me just make sure my fingers are clean. They're not, so we might get some bits. So what we've got now, look, is textured hearts with the sand and the gritty texture medium, but it's super subtle. It's fabulous. So let's pop that over there to dry. I'm going to clean all my mess up, so forgive me whilst I clean. I did try and the wet technique doesn't work with this because it's too thick. It's too thick to give you an extra texture. So I'm just cleaning this off. It's fab. I mean, it's not enough now to just run your stencils with the ink pads, and we want to do a little bit more with them. There you go, look. Lovely and clean. And then this is going to be clean. This is going to be cleaned. My hands are not clean, but they will be in a minute. This needs cleaning. That's as clean as it gets. And the same with this one. And then the other good thing about this texture medium is it's easy to clean off. This is filthy now, so I'll get a clean one. And then we'll come back to the hearts and the butterfly and the label shape as soon as they're dried. Because what you may or may not know is that you can double layer this. So you can, once it's set, you can go over it with another texture. So the butterfly and the label shape that you saw me do 10 minutes ago, when that's dried, we are going to go over that with a different stencil and the green paint. And it just looks awesome. And it's one of those mixed media type techniques that is super easy to do. It's super easy to do, but it looks amazing. And I'm all for techniques that are easy to do that look amazing. Oops. That was one of my spatulas on the floor. And there we go. No sand on my desk, which is even better for somebody like me who doesn't like the mess. Let's just get all organised again. And then we'll come back to that in a minute once I've done. We'll do the other card now whilst we wait for this, because the other one's super easy. So put that to one side. Put that over there. Spatulas, we will come back to. Let's just see the state of the. Yeah, it's drying quite nicely. That looks amazing, so I'm happy with that. Oh, Amber, remind me, because you know I'll forget. Amber's just said, don't forget to, in fact, I need to download things. Don't forget to delete the movies from my iPad so we don't run out of storage when I get back. Hopefully we'll do some A6 dies, as we seem to be doing smaller cards at the moment with postage. I've done lots of smaller dies, Angie. Hi, easy babe. I'm just catching up. Hi Anna, not to worry. come to Skegness for the beach. I ain't been to Skeggy for, I can't remember, Jean. What's Julia? You know I won't do A6 layering dyes. What you will get is dyes within the A5s that will fit in A6. It's no good me doing an A6 dye. Right. But I will listen to what you're saying. But doesn't mean I'll do it. Right, so we're going to move on to this card now, which is literally using the Christmas stuff. Now, I'm ashamed that I never got this card made when I was on telly, because it's a really easy one to do. Now, you all know this. You've all had your festive stuff already. Most of it's gone. So this is literally just put together to show you the layout, which is what I wanted to do. There's a few bits for this. Well, all the stock now of the new stamps and stencils is on. Once it's gone, it has gone. Everybody's talking about A6 layering dyes. I won't do them. I have got a drink and I completely forgot about it, Kim. Thank you. I haven't changed my glasses. No wonder I made a mess. It's not that this is. I'm going to blame my glasses on why I didn't manage to. Why I didn't manage to do enough paste in the first run. Right, so let's just get this card put together. This was one that I prepped for TV that obviously didn't get done. And I'm using all the 2025 festive stuff. Okay. What's left is on the website. My fingers are filthy. Yeah. Now this is the easiest Christmas card you'll ever make. We've got here the foliage papers. And I'm going to apologise to you because I don't know whether we've got any of these things left. We've got the Lead Differently Series 2 dies in white card. And then in green card, the green luster card with the holly boughs embossing folder. And I've got here 3 of the mini baubles, the lead mini baubles. So the heart is the one that's going to have the sentiment. Oh no, it's not. None of them are. Right, I don't normally do a Christmas card this late. It's only because I've missed I've missed making this. So let's just get this layered up. And I actually had this to make when I went to Loz's place last week, but just never had time. So this is obviously the same paper. So the scraps from the paper from the matting and layering are what I've used for my baubles. So I'm just going to pop them on. This is a really nice layout where we utilise the mini baubles alongside some of the large baubles. Let me just tell you this, everybody, because I've spotted on a few people's cards in the Facebook group where you've used the mini baubles, and this one, there is a right and a wrong way for it. Look, that's wrong. Can you see it's not lining up properly? So please, 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 when you, I wouldn't say it publicly, obviously, but when you put this layer on, make sure you've got it the right way up. Otherwise it won't fit properly. And little things like that irk me, as you know. You can usually tell because the longer part is the bottom. And then the last one is the heart. Can you believe we fly at 6 AM, which means we've got to be at the airport dead early. So we're staying over the night before, because I'm not good in the morning till I've had 10 coffees. I need the coffee to wake me up. So we've now got our 3 little lead mini baubles. I'm going to pop this straight on, and I think the reason I didn't put this on before is because I really like this embossing folder in both directions. So it looks fab whichever way round you use it, and I don't think I could decide, but I'm going to do it the normal way. Just for a change. I'm laughing because Julie has already got an idea what's coming soon. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. All right, yeah, I've seen it now. Right, so here we go. Let's just pop this on. What am I looking for? Pokey tool. So this is an 8x8 card. This will probably go to somebody in the family. Somebody who Karen can hand deliver to. And then we've got our baubles here. So I'm going to pop the heart is the one that's going at the front. So I'm going to pop the strings on these, the little bows, and just remind myself which way around I was doing this. Just bear with while I remind myself which order I was doing this. Yeah, that's it. That's fine by me. So let's just pop the little bows on. Remember, the bows come as part of the die set as well. No, I'm putting it there. I like to see the hole. I love these mini baubles, Jean. I think they're the best ones I've ever done. I particularly like that we've got the heart in there and the star as well. So you can use the layers from those, not even as baubles. And then obviously the long one I've just doubled up. So I just cut 2 of these and then just doubled up. Can you see the join in the middle? Look, if I zoom really close. So that gave me the longer string. So let's just hold that in place. Look at the state of my hands on that close-up. No, I won't be drinking at the airport. I'm miserable, Sandra, until I've had my breakfast and coffees. Not yet, Jane. I don't even know when I'm going to get a chance to do it. It might have to be alive, but I need to do it from the shop. I might organise that for when I get back, Jane. So Jane on YouTube is asking me if I've done a video for the storage yet. I might do a live from the shop because I need more space to be able to show you. So I'm going to pop these on with foam tape. These initial 2 for the back. And then the heart will be going on with glue gel. I daren't tell you how big my to-do list is, but I'm sure you can imagine. And I know it sounds silly, but I'm trying to get things finished for January, February next year. Because time is a ticking. So let's pop this one on first. So this one I'm just going to line up with the top. Oh, hang on, I forgot which way round I was going. Yeah, that's it. This one's going on this side. So I want this one higher. This one can go on next. Most of the Christmas stuff's gone, so it'll just be whatever you're lucky enough to get. So that one's going to that side. The heart is going on glue gel. Where is my glue gel? Bear with. Oh, do you know what? Just bear with me a sec. I was just going to open a new tube of glue gel and then I thought I'm not, because it's going to be sitting in my room for a fortnight. You haven't used your mini baubles yet? Get them out. They make fabulous cards. I think it's time for a new cocktail stick. I can run to that if I can find them. It's only quarter to 8. So here we go. Let's put this heart on. So you know I've got glue gel on that because it needs to be higher than the other two. And I can snip the... Oh, actually, I can snip the string off once it's done. Actually, I don't need to. I was clever there and made it so that the string is spot on. So that's that, that's that. So that's how we look at the minute. The baubles do make good gift tags, particularly the star and the heart. You could use the heart one all year round, I guess. Oh, bless him. Chris. Heather, you need to get your finger out. Yeah, that's a fab idea, Patricia. Yeah, you would do normally, Chrissy. Feed the ribbon through the hole. But it don't matter to me. Right, stamps. Where would you be if you were my Christmas stamp? You would be here. That is my new pack. I'm going to use that. Bear with me, I'm just looking for the sentiment stamps. When do you think I'd get these ready before? Oh, here we go. There are so many different tubs on my shelves that it's hard to find everything. Even though they are labelled. Let's just have a quick look at this. So this is starting to dry nicely, look. It's still tacky, so leave it a bit longer. I wouldn't force dry that either. Right, here we go. You can't get these anymore. These are gone. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Can't you tell the weather's changed, everybody? I've had the heating on a lot. A lot. Just looking for the green ink pad. And of course it's not where I thought it was. I'm just looking for that lovely dark green. Versifying Claire. See if that's dark enough. I don't think it is. No, it's not. That's the one I want. Rainforest. I'll drop to heart. Right, so let's just stamp this and get this card put together. The longer it takes me to put this together, the better. Yeah, I don't think you can get these anymore. Oh, Heather, bless you. Oh, I've just squashed that. Darling. That's hard. Right, here we go. So put that back on so I don't lose it. I don't think I'll need the heating on in Tenerife. Or I better not. I better not. Right, here we go. So let's show you a fab new layout. So glue gel. And Alice is desperately trying to get me to do some A6 nesting dies. What would I do with them though? I would need the rest. So we're just going to pop that here, overlapping the baubles. And now we've got a corner to put all the extra embellishments. So although this card, it doesn't even weigh anything. This is an 8x8, but it's quite flat compared to the, I know it's got height, but it is flat. So even when I've put the poinsettias on, these are this year's poinsettias, a little bit squashed. Even when I put the poinsettias on, the height is not going to be so much that it won't go in a padded envelope. So let's get started. I will get a drink in a minute. To either side. So slightly different to what you're used to seeing me do, even if I've got glue gel on that poor thing. It's always warm in my room. Oh, hang on, I'm just trying to remember where it was. That's it. I always have a rough layout in my head. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I'm sure I have. It's always worth doing a dry run. So let's get the holly on. And we've got 2 holly sprigs. Actually, I've done loads, but I always do 2 spare for TV. The weather has been lovely here. It has been nice here today as well, I must admit. Lynn says on YouTube, it was scary when you said earlier how many tabs you had open on your design program. I am ahead of myself though, Lynn. And as you know, I always try and do things that coordinate with other things. So quite often I'm working on more than one collection at a time. So put the holly in. And that's exactly what I was doing today. I was working on more than 2 actually, releases. So let's get the holly on. And that's a spare. Got one going the other way, opposite directions. We are nearly done with this one, and then we can get back to the other one. So everything I've used here is from this year's Christmas release. So it's all the pierced things. So the pierced poinsettias, the pierced holly sprigs, the lead differently label shapes, nesting dice, as you know, are pierced. And then we've just got a couple of these little fur things to pop in, and then this card is done. So I'm just going to snip this one down, make it smaller. There's a lot coming for next year. Mind you, it's the same every year. But there's a couple of... Oh no, I shouldn't even tell you. I'm not even going to tell you because it spoils it. It spoils it. It spoils the surprise. My card has been locked in the safe with... We do still have a couple of new releases for this year. In fact, there are 2 new releases still this year and a possible mini one. But I will keep you up to date. I am saving something for the end of November. So just prepare yourselves for the end of November. I very rarely do a new release in November, but this one needs to be done. So it could be a perfect Christmas present to yourself. So I'm nearly done with this. I just want one more little fur sprig in, just up here. And then I'll get a drink and see where we're at with drying time. Don't you just love that you can chop that fern down? You can't get them anymore either. Now I'm going to stop there with that. I'll save that holly sprig because I'll probably use it. I won't use them. They're going into bin. And then that's the Christmas one done. And I just wanted to do something that was a slightly different layout to what we normally do, because it makes really good use of all the elements from the Christmas release this year, even though I probably should have tucked them underneath, as Chrissy said. So let's just show you this in close up. Don't look at the stamping because I did squash the stamp. So that is super easy to do. That's literally just matted and lead 8x8 card blank, rich green, I think this is rich green luster card, and then the mini baubles. But how pretty does that look? And it's relatively flat look. So this probably would, once it's dried, this probably would go in an envelope and it would be easy. No, it's not 67 collections, Lynn. That's really easy to do, and you can do it in lots of different colourways as well, which would look fabulous. Remember, with the Christmas papers this year, you've got the snowflake one as well. So you could use this layout and change the baubles to snowflakes. Remember, you can still use the strings, the ribbons, and put them on top of a snowflake to make it look like a hanging snowflake. So it's not just about the baubles. Anyway, that's that one done. Super easy, super quick. Let's see where we're at with this. This is almost dry. In fact, I think I might get away with it. It's just the very high peaks that are still wet. So we'll leave that for a minute. We'll bring the rest of the card in. We'll bring the rest of the card in. And actually, I will get a drink. It's easy to make pretty Christmas cards when you've got pretty things to work with. I think the biggest thing for Christmas cards is the time it takes to do them, and generally it's when we make the most cards, as we know. So it's nice to have an idea that's easy to put together, that can be replicated en masse. So if you were making lots of them, it would be nice for that as well. So I've got here some more of the lead differently dies. I told you at the time that lead differently would be one of those essential sets, and look how pretty this is. I'm just going to show you. So this is how it's supposed to layer look, but it's actually pretty when you skew-iffy it. So that's how it should look, all layered up. And I've obviously run the embossing folder through it, the quintessentially quilted, but it's actually nice to do off center as well. So you end up with another look, a different look altogether. It's clever when you dies do more than one thing, and you know I always love that. So let's just put these to one side. We've got the flowers here from Floral Finery Series 3. I need my stamps. Just see how that's doing. I'm not using these, obviously, but they are almost dry. I just wanted to show you the idea. Just looking for the stamps. I do have some news for you. So let's do one of the background stamps on this, on these flowers. Do you know what? Do you know, while this is still damp, I'm going to shove it underneath something to dry it. So obviously it buckles your card, so I'm just going to spray the back and then chuck it underneath my mat, my guillotine, for a minute. Well, the computer's just turned on. I wonder why. Right, here we go. So we're going to do some overstamping, and I remember telling you when we first did the sneaky peek with the new From the Heart collection, that the backgrounds are awesome for, obviously, backgrounds, but they are fabulous for overstamping onto your flowers. So if you've got the whole collection, you will have all three of these fabulous background stamps. So you will have the cascading hearts, And I remember saying to you how small and dinky these are. So hopefully you've got these home now and you can see just how tiny and detailed these stamps are. So you've got the cascading hearts, which coordinates with the stencil. So that is the one that I'm going to use. Then you've got the sparkly stars and you've got the scribbled hearts. So the scribbled hearts coordinates with the exclusive limited edition stamps that were not on TV. Now, whether we've got any left, I don't know. If we have, you'll be very lucky. So I'm going to stamp these with the Versifying Clay. Not that one. Oh, it must be that one. That must be the one that I chose, but that's not the one I want. Let me just find the darker purple. Actually, let's see how that looks. Let me just see how dark this is. It might be dark enough. Oh, it is. Oh my, oh, well, that surprised me because that's a really good match for this colour cardstock. So that'll do nicely. Well, funnily enough, Anne's saying she's watching from the garden room and she's still got the doors wide open, even though she's got her legs covered. I've got the fan on, as you can hear, but I've got the heating on. So I'm just stamping these lovely hearts on here. I'm not worried about gaps, it's just to give us some hearty texture on there. It's a good way to use the texture stamps, this, the little background stamps. I'm cleaning the stamp straight away because I can't be doing the dirty stamps. I'm a massive advocate of background stamps. And remember, you could push your stamp into these as well and get a negative relief from them. So just whilst we wait for the background for this card to set, I'm going to show you what I wanted to show you with this. So it's dry enough for me to work on this. So we've got that fabulous texture now, look, on the bit of grey board. Yeah, so we started off with grey board and we've now created a lilac embellishment. I'm going to take the layers off this. I should have done that whilst it was still wet, really, because I want to keep the layers as they are. Should have done that whilst it was wet, that's my bad. Naughty Phill. So apart from the bit I've just pulled off, we can use that for something else. And what we're going to do now is bring in the pistachio. So soft pistachio. And I'm going to get a different stencil. Oh, that one will do. That was just at the top of my pile, so that one will do nicely. And again, I'm using the gritty texture medium rather than the normal one. So back to the gritty. And we're going to go over that. So I think this is just one of those things where you need to have a little bit of patience and allow it to dry. This could have done with another 15 minutes, to be honest, but I'm doing it. Doing it. So at this stage, just so you know, in case you want to have a go at this, at this stage you can pop your stencil on and you can stipple the paints through it. You all know how much I love stippling, but we're going to add even more texture. So I know I need less for this because I'm only doing it to show you. I'm only doing it to show you the effect. That's probably, oh, put it on film. Don't be so tight. This is a fabulous technique, this. Instead of putting the heating on, wear more layers of clothes. It's cheaper and you can spend more money on craft cutters. Well, yeah, it makes sense. So a little bit more sand so that we can make this stippled again. a little bit of sand, white texture sand. I'm assuming we've still got some sand left. Apologies if we haven't, but everybody needs some of that. So I'm going to put a decent blob of this in. Can't blame anybody for that, it's one of mine. A decent blob of that paint, yeah. I didn't even shake it up. Naughty Phill. Naughty Phill. So I've chosen the soft pistachio because I know that like pale sagey greens are nice with lilac, and look at what's happened to this paste. It's gone a beautiful, beautiful colour. Love that. Oh, it's just gone all over my floor. All over me. All over my floor. Hang on 1 minute. Now, if I'd have been in here on my own, there would have been some swear words just said. Hang on, because I've got a lovely duck egg blue rug that might not be duck egg in a minute. Hang on, just get this paste up. That's it. Luckily, it's a water-based product, so no harm, no foul. Right, here we go. We're going to double up on the texture, so let's just try and line this up, because I will probably use this at some point. It'll go in my little pot of things that I've had fun creating that I've not actually used yet. So I'm not going to cover the whole thing. We're going to do the same thing again, look, and just stipple that up. So remember, I had more paint in this, so it's a little bit more fluid. Ah, that's so lovely. I'll do the same again here. I'm trying to roughly line this up. No, I've got plenty. Could actually do with a little bit more sand, because I think I've just flicked half of it on the floor. So what we're doing is we've used texture medium, gritty texture medium. We've enhanced it with the chalky paints, and we're now enhancing it again with the oh, why did I do that? With the sand and the different shades. So we've got 2 layers of texture on this now. Oh, I think I might have just ruined that. Let's just see if I've got away with it. Oh, I've squashed it. Typical, isn't it? But we've basically got 2 layers of the texture paste with the sand. Can you see that? Let me see if I can do it sideways so you can see just how much depth we've got on that. I'll leave it to dry. It might look better once it's dry. And then when that's dried properly, you can actually highlight it with your metallic paints, your gesso, and whatever other mediums you've got. You don't need gilding wax, remember. Nobody needs gilding wax. If you've got my metallic paints, you don't need gilding wax. It does the same job without the smell. So that's nice and clean. This will be in a minute. Imagine flicking that all over my lovely carpet. Fan flinger. I can assure you, Saz, I've never been a fan flinger. But I have got it all down my leg. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. I'm here to entertain. It does wash out as well, so just all joking aside, it does wash out if you get it on your clothes. So I'll just get a clean bit. Which is actually quite important. Right, now let's get the other card put together. That was so funny. It's a good job I'm having holiday. I think I need it. Anyways, do have a go at the double layer of the texture, but you must have, it must be the white texture sand with the gritty texture medium. And you can do it, I wouldn't do it on cardstock because the texture medium, as we know, the texture medium is, it absorbs it sucks the moisture out of your card. So I've literally just chucked that underneath my mat, as you saw, and another 5 minutes and that would be absolutely perfect. But that's dried, so you can see, look, we've got the two-tone with the lilac and the periwinkle, the lilac blooms and the periwinkle. So let's get this card put together. I'm going to put that straight on just with glue. Do you know what? The first thing that panicked me when that paste went flying was my rug, because it's a Laura Ashley one. And I can't replace it, so I should really have something covering up the area that I work in. So we've got that on. Hey, actually that looks lovely, doesn't it, so far? So far, and we're on lilac and purple. It is a good job it's not yeah, good, you don't need it, Wendy. I'm just catching up. Come back at midnight for part 2. No, that's fine. We're cooking on gas. Quite early actually. It's only 8:15. So let's get this layered up, which is good because I need to eat. Now normally I perform better when I'm hungry. Doesn't seem to be the case tonight. So I'm going to do this as it's meant to be. I love these dies. How beautiful is that? We've got the sentiment to go on. And let's have a look. With lots of love for you, wishing you happiness every day. That's nice, isn't it? You are 1 in a million. Your friendship, oh, there's too many to choose from. Do you know what? We're going to have this one. I hope it fits now. Oh, it does. It fits lovely. I love this phrase. Now, this is from one of the limited edition sets that obviously I couldn't use when I was on Hobby Maker because I wasn't selling them at Hobby Maker. You could only get them from me and Julia. But I love this collection of stamps. If you've not had it, go and have a look. Because the whole thing is just fabulous. Let's just see which way around I want to do this. Points at the top. Knowing you makes my heart happy. Love that. 8:15 and it's dark, it's pitch black here, although I've got a lovely sunset over by the way. How fabulous is that? It does look like a big waffle. Baby wipe. I think I've used more baby wipes on tonight's live than I usually do. That's because I've done a few messy jobs, that's all. Oh, I've even got it stuck in my arm. I did say arm. Right, so the borders are going on first. And I kept the borders just plain. Now, this is another little neat trick. So what I did for the borders was I kept the lilac one the height of the lilac card. And I've kept the plum one the height of the plum card. So it just gives you a little bit of difference. I'm going to put this on with glue for this one because it's the shorter one. And then I'm going to pop it on my card with glue gel rather than glue, because we're going on to that lovely textured piece. I'm hoping I've done enough. Oh yeah, that's not bad at all. That's fabulous. Quite happy with that. Oh good, that's good, Angela. Angie even. Glue gel. So I am using glue gel, as I mentioned, because we've got to try and navigate around the texture paste. But I'm just doing it flat so I can squash it down. Just so you all know that all the phone stock and everything has been added to the website. So everything has now been added to the website. There's nothing left. Once it's gone, it has 100% gone. So I really like that with the borders. Just navigating the raised texture paste. The texture from that looks awesome, look. Can you see that? It almost looks crackled, but it's literally, well, you watched me, it's literally just stippled on. So let's just get some glue gel on here, get this card put together. We've just got the flowers to shape. But they are staying flat, aka lossy. So I've got the texture from the embossing folder in the diagonal. I love quintessentially quilted, I always have done. Sentiment's going on next. I'm running out of glue gel in this tube, but I really don't want to open it. Oh, another. Because you know as well as I do, if I open another one, it will have set. Would you believe that? Would you believe that? Can you see it? Look. I tell you, it's the curse of the purple cards for me. Curse of the purple card. Although I do like this one better than I did the other one. Right, so let's get the flowers put together. So remember, we've got the ones that we stamped with the hearts. I've got 3 little stamens there, but these are just going to be doubled up as they are with a pearl in. So I'm not shaping these, I'm leaving them flat. What I call my lossy flowers, because I don't normally do flat flowers, as you know. And it's actually a nice change. I've got a little bit of green paint on that one. And then the pearls I've got, not them, white ones. One more. And then we're going to put this together. So let's just for a change do bottom right, just for a change. I always tend to do my flowers bottom left, top right. So let's have a little change from that tonight. Oh, happy 80th birthday. Ah, Jean. Oh my word, Jean, you don't even look anything like that. Happy birthday for Monday, Jean. Oh, bless you. What are you doing? Have you got anything planned? So we're doing bottom right. It's diamonds. So the stamens, I've just used them as extra flowers. Ooh. Do you know what? It's a wonder I use glue gel at all, because it's a pain in the you know what. So a couple of bits of foliage. In fact, I'm going to stop using it. It only happens here. Two more, we are almost done, which is marvellous because I can go and eat. So everything is in this bottom corner, so that I didn't cover too much of the stenciled background up. Got a couple of little swirly things from the swirly things. The twiddly bits, which I knew would be popular. And then all I'm going to do to finish this card off is in the little recesses of the lead differently die, the label shape, we're going to have some pearls. And then the last one, and then just a couple of pearls. Can you imagine two jeans? Oh! Double trouble. Right, blue gel can go away because it's making a mess. I always do bottom left, Alison, but it's nice to have a change. Nice to have a change. I always do bottom left. Well, no, I'm saying I always do bottom left, but not always. I do sometimes mix it up. So we're just going to pop a little pearl in each of these. I don't need one in there because you can't see it. I've literally got glue gel everywhere. That's the only downside to it. It's quite greasy, so once you get it on your card, it's a pain to try and get off. And we will stop there. Oh, I don't doubt that for a minute, Chrissy. Right, here we go. So that's another card put together with another new technique for you, with the stippled gritty texture medium. And it's actually not bad, even if I say so myself, for a lilac card. Yeah, it is. I think the hearts need to... There you go. The hearts are a bit better, facing in the right direction. And there we go. So a lovely, quick and easy, simple demo. ×2. So 2 really quick, easy demos. But the technique I wanted to show you was the most important thing, showing you that that's not dry yet. No, it's still wet. So we've multi-layered the texture paste because we can, but I will use them, so they're not going in the bin. I will use them at some point. And I'll tell you something else that's quite nice. Oh no, I'm not going to tell you. I'll show you when I get back from holiday. I'll show you, because there's a couple of things that I've not shown you with the gritty texture medium that I really want to show you. I just never have time. And there we go. So we've got 2 demos finished, 2 demos that would have been done on TV that would never have happened because they took too long to do. And there we go. So nice and easy, finished off the demos. That's it now for 3 weeks or a month. I'm away for 2 Mondays, and then obviously I'm away next Monday because we're staying over the night before. So it's literally going to be 4 weeks today before I can do another live. I may or may not try and do a quick hello from Tenerife, but I will give you a little heads up if I do have time. It'll probably be like an hour's notice or something like that. Well, maybe not even an hour's notice, maybe half an hour's notice. But there you go. So I actually don't mind that. I've done a lilac purple card, which I think it's probably going to be it for another year or so. But I do like the texture in the background, which is what makes it really special. So we are going to do a couple of giveaways because I am away. So let's just have a look what I can give away, because I don't know what we've got enough of. And Karen, I usually check, but Karen's literally just back from holiday herself. So let me have a thing. Got none of that, none of that, none of them. Can't do that. Got none of that, none of that, none of that, none of that. What about... I don't know if I can do the gritty texture meat. Do you know what? I'm going to do the sand. I'm going to do the sand because not everybody would have bought the sand. So, as ever, please make sure, before I leave you, you've you've liked and followed the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, Civil Play, and the shops page, which is Honeypot Crafts. And you didn't know I could talk French, did you? And the Instagram is the same. The TikTok is the same. And if you are not in our Facebook group yet, you can ask to join there. So search on Facebook for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. Remember, my group is not an open to the public group. So not just anybody can sign up for our group. You do have to answer the questions before you request to join. Otherwise the system automatically declines the request. Just so you know, it's not us. It does automatically decline your request if you fail to answer one of the 3 questions, any of the 3 questions. And just a quick reminder that Saz and Georgine have very kindly done the video for us of how Georgine made the fuchsia flowers with the Floral Finery Series 3. That video is on Saz's YouTube channel now. Go and have a watch because it's an amazing demo, and Georgine's just so inspirational coming up with the idea. So Saz, post a link to your YouTube channel after we've finished. And everybody please go and watch the video because they just look stunning. So over to YouTube. Let's just choose somebody on YouTube. And I need to tell you as well, same as I did Hope, if you want the new stamps, we have got a workaround. You just need to message Karen. So anybody from the USA or Canada, well, USA particularly because that's where it affects the most, just message Karen now she's back from holiday and we'll get you sorted. So good luck everybody on YouTube. Scroll, 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 scroll. Scroll, 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 scroll. Now don't laugh when I say this. So Anne Cox, congratulations Anne. You've won yourself a pot of my white texture sand. So you need to send me a private message with your name and address and just a little reminder of what you've won on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, and we'll get that whizzing off to you soon. So everybody on YouTube, thank you so much. I will see you in a month. Obviously, I'll still be popping loads of posts in the Facebook group as and when I can take decent photos whilst I'm on holiday. So thank you, everybody. I will see you when I get back. So over to Facebook. So good luck everybody on Facebook. I'm just going to the top to make sure I get everybody's comments in. And my mouse has landed on Brenda Wilson. So Brenda, congratulations. Oh, Brenda's away as well, but congratulations, Brenda. You know the drill. Private message, name and address, reminder of what you've won. So thank you, everybody. I will see you all in a month's time. I will see you before then. It's just that the next live will be in a month's time. But I am back on the Tuesday before. And I will keep you posted. So thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will see you from sunny Tenerife. Jean, have a lovely birthday on Monday. And I will think about you whilst I'm stuck at the airport. Thanks, everybody. Bye.